Good morning, everybody. This is how to make my homemade biscuits. First, you're going to need your self-rising flour, a large mixing bowl, 1 stick of margarine, a measuring cup, a glass out of your cabinet to cut your biscuits, and a knife. Start with measuring out 4 cups of flour, self-rising. You're going to have to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Make sure that your rack is above the middle of the oven. Take your 4 cups of flour, add your 1 stick of margarine sliced up, and break your margarine up in the flour. And I forgot one other ingredient, which is the milk. Let me go get it. Okay. Continue to break up the margarine into small pieces. If you take and just put it in your hand like this with fresh flour, you'll see that it will break up fairly easy. Try not to mash it. Try to break it up as much as possible, because all these little clumps of margarine is going to be in each biscuit. It's going to give you the butter flavor. As it bakes, it'll melt in there. Okay, they're all broke up. Now add your milk. Just 1 cup and a half. Get a spoon and blend this in. Now it's going to be wet. That's okay. Once it's blended enough to be able to take out of the bowl, set it to the side. Take a little bit of your flour, dust your countertop, and put it out onto the counter. When that is done, mash it out a little bit. You can add a little more flour to the top, just enough so your hands won't stick to it. Fold it over and continue to keep your countertop dusted with flour, or your biscuit mix will stick to the counter. Knead the dough. This is the first time I've ever done this on video or measuring it, so please bear with me. These are quick and easy, simple biscuits. And if you don't get it right the first time, don't give up. Once it is to the texture of a dough, you'll feel. I don't know how to explain it. but you'll know. Kind of like a, I don't know, a little firmer than a pie crust. Place it down on your counter that's lightly dusted. Press it out gently to, I say, about half an inch. Take your cup, dip it in the flour, and cut your biscuits out. Now in between each cut, you're going to have to dip your cup in the flour, just the ridge, so the flour comes loose from the cup, from the glass. Whatever size you want biscuit, just grab the size cup you want out of your cabinet. There's no sense in going to the store and getting your biscuit cutter or cookie cutters or anything else. Knead the rest of the dough, just sparingly dust the countertop to knead it once more. Mash it back out to a half an inch thickness, around there. Doesn't matter if it's a little more. Dip your glass, continue to cut. And one more time. You have to knead the dough back into another ball. Dusting your countertop. The reason why you put a lightly dusted countertop when you do this is not only that it doesn't stick to the countertop, but not too much flour, because the flour is what stops the biscuit from sticking to the pan when it's baking as well. But if it's too much flour, that flour will burn underneath the biscuit. And this batch that I've made has made 10 biscuits. Now you are going to need a second stick of margarine for later on, after the biscuits are almost baked all the way. Now, just grab our pan, place the biscuits in a pan, about 3/4 of an inch to an inch apart. Or from the sides of the pan. Now this part right here, it's okay for them to be a little closer. And when they bake, they will touch together and bake together somewhat, but they'll break apart really easy. They're not going to bake into too much together. Actually, let's go ahead and take 2 of these out and put them in this other pan, and that way they are separated better. There we go. See how they slide in a pan. Now we're going to place them in the oven at 350 degrees. This is how they look in the oven. I will return shortly after the biscuits have been baking real well. Talk to you shortly. Okay, we're back. We are now at the 12 to 13 minute mark, and this is the biscuits now. Now what you do, the biscuits are almost done. They're only going to take about another minute more. But what you do is you pull your stick back, margarine, and you soak the top with margarine. What this is doing is any little tiny amount of flour that's left on the biscuit will no longer be there. And the margarine soaks into the biscuit. So it gives the top a little more butter flavor. And that's how they'll look. Golden brown. Soak the tops of all of them. You stick them back in for approximately 1 or 2 more minutes and they're done. Don't worry about any small amount of margarine that falls over the sides of them or in the pan. Okay. Close it back up. And I'll see you in about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, y'all, it's been 2 or 3 minutes now. I'm going to pull the biscuits out of the oven. There we go. Now you can take and soak the tops of the biscuits one more time. Okay. You can take them out. Of the pan. And place them on something to cool. And that is how they look. And there's a closer look at the biscuits. Nice and golden brown. The bottoms are not burnt. Nice and golden brown. And that's it, y'all. Enjoy. Hey, y'all. I just wanted to correct one thing. When I said earlier about how thick the biscuits need to be before they're baked, I said 1/2 inch. You need them at least 3/4 of an inch thick. And this is how they'll turn out. Okay? You got them this brown and this thick after